Greetings, welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jeff Ago, and my co-host as always, Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
So, episode 3, Strange New Worlds, what you think?
Fun. I really liked this one.
You had fun in it, did you?
I did.
You weren't bothered by any nonsensical canon things?
No, they said that, no, it's totally fine.
Yeah?
The canon's fine. Canon is fine.
We will get into that.
There is a measure. Like, we have the fun canon scale, and so long as an episode is a certain amount of fun, I don't care if they fuck with the canon underneath that line. But when you have stupid episodes, then I get mad. But this episode was fun.
Well, we'll get into that.
Was it always this freezing on Earth?
This isn't actually that bad for Canada, but it will get colder at night. We need to change before we freeze. Come on.
I mean, this was really just watching a couple of Star Trek characters wander around Toronto.
Yeah.
Or should I say, New York City.
Yeah.
I'd know it anywhere.
I had a great time with that. This is the most Canadian we have ever seen Star Trek be.
Poutine.
And that, yeah.
She meant to say please.
Yeah, and the actual Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
Toronto was actually being Toronto. It was great times. The furthest we've got was, the best we'd had up until now was the Lucky Looney from Eddington.
Poutine has gravy? This is amazing.
Can you focus? I'm not sure we can believe anything she's telling us.
I think I'm ready to quit my job and start playing chess in the park because that can get you an expensive hotel.
Yeah, that was a nice hotel, man. He had like a couple 20s.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe they just didn't plan on ever paying for it. Maybe they were just like, we would like a hotel for a week, and then you pay for it like at the end.
This is current year, right?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be current year or maybe slightly in the future.
Well, I mean, the woman said she was waiting like 30 years, so that would make it 2022, but
yeah.
You gotta use a credit card for a hotel. Cash, don't do it, especially a nice hotel.
Yeah.
All right, well let's get back to the start here, okay?
Okay.
So we're on the ship.
Yeah.
I don't remember what was happening. They're auditing their new engineer for stealing a bunch of shit from the past.
Yeah, she's got some serious Indiana Jones shit that she's brought with her.
Exactly.
Property of the archaeology department.
I used to work there, didn't I? So this is all above board.
Luan's training with the doctor. She's angry.
Mm-hmm.
Why was she angry, Chris?
She was angry. Just, I think we were still working through our feelings about Una.
Oh yeah, because she didn't go to the party.
Yeah.
Which you know would have been catered by Pike and would have had plenty of delicious food.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's walking down the corridor and some dude's shot and he's just like, help me. She's like, how did you get on the ship? Like, shouldn't you call the doctor? But he died quick enough. He just handed her a device and said, go to the bridge. That was funny. We get a pulse through the ship.
Yeah.
Which is significant because that means we've changed timelines.
That's the timeline changing pulse.
Yeah. Shouldn't have everything been darker?
Maybe.
Like,
I mean, that often happens when you change timelines, but not every time.
Yeah. It almost looked brighter.
I assume there's something in Ethan Peck's contract that he has to be in every episode because he just like calls them.
Calls him from his own little ship.
Maybe in some other lifetime, Captain Spock. We have our own problems with Romulus, and we can't afford to fight a war on two fronts.
Without your assistance, the last of our fleet will be destroyed. Our homeworld will be left defenseless.
I'm sorry.
Don't want to work together to battle the Romulans.
Oh, something's different.
Yeah.
Not working together, that's weird.
Yeah, well, it's because they're the United Earth Federation thing.
There's some kind of other thing.
Yeah, not Starfleet. No Starfleet.
Mm-hmm.
So Kirk's on the bridge.
And I'm always happy when we get to see different comm badges.
Yeah?
Yeah, these ones were a little 3D, a little blocky.
Yeah, they're very blocky. They didn't do anything for me. Too blocky.
Okay, too blocky.
You know, we just came from a courtroom episode with extra thingies. So, like, I did not need blockiness in this one.
Okay.
Kirk was born on the USS Iowa.
I love that. I laughed aloud.
Yeah.
If you can't be born on Earth, you can be born on the Iowa.
Like, what are you doing on my bridge? I'm not gonna call security to remove you because you're in some sort of uniform that's similar to ours. So
this is probably some kind of space shit again. All right, hold on. Just hold on a second.
You just wait. I'm talking to this person.
Yeah, I have a call.
Back there.
We'll deal with the space shit later.
Spock can just be like, "There's an irregular uniform behind you with a comm badge. I do not identify."
Is this some kind of space shit? And he's like, yeah, probably. Yeah, we have space shit too.
It's the work of some kind of time-traveling assassin?
Someone shot the man before he gave me this. It must be the reason why I'm still here, why I remember my own timeline.
Sidebar, and Kirk argues with her to the point where he's just got to grab for the device.
He's trying to grab her device.
Yeah, and she pushes the button. It wasn't an accident. They go back in time.
To Toronto. That was the go to Toronto button.
Yeah. So I guess that confirms they're filming in Toronto.
It also seems to confirm that Toronto is the center of the universe. It's just got a go to Toronto button on it.
Do you want me to change my shirt to the "We Want Florida" shirt? Because I have it. I have it.
Do you actually?
Yeah.
Oh no.
It was a gift.
You'll have to show me that.
That's a gift.
Okay.
Yeah, first round exit Toronto. Yeah, that's where they went. And yeah, they get some street meat.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little hesitant for the hot dog. I was like, is she gonna pull the vegan card on me?
Yeah.
It's the future. Don't pull the vegan card on me.
Paul already did that.
I mean, I could understand her not eating meat, having grown up around Gorn. That would kind of turn me off of it. Be like, my friends are getting eaten in front of me.
I really enjoyed Kirk just having fun on Earth. Like, ooh, sunsets. Wow, a hot dog.
Yeah, I guess he didn't get to experience Earth or a good life.
Look at this shitty 2D chess for idiots. Let me go take their money.
Yeah.
Fucking moron.
Do you have any skills we could use to make money? Oh wait, I see a chessboard. Let me wager nothing for the first one and.
Yeah. Well, he probably like sharked him or something.
Who
knows?
My first thought was like, gold.
Oh yeah, we always do that.
Yeah.
We always do that, but we didn't today.
No.
I guess that's a good thing. We can do something different.
Yeah. I like that they just walked. They get fully changed in the store and they just walk out.
Right, money.
Yeah.
God. Sometimes in some context we'd be having this agonizing moralizing over we can't steal things from these people. We just kept stealing things from the people. Lon doesn't give a shit. Kirk doesn't give a shit. Pike would have made this whole experience obnoxious.
Yeah.
You're doing the Boy Scout thing.
On top of that, every little change, Chris, can change the future.
We've established that doesn't work. There's no such thing as butterfly effects.
Yeah.
Everything you do is what was supposed to happen. That's how it works in Star Trek. I know we always say try not to fuck up the timeline, but every single time you just turn into Bell, or you just doesn't matter.
When I do my Star Trek series, I'm gonna put it in there and be like, so you gonna say it? Say what? The timeline thing. Oh yeah, just don't fuck with anything, guys.
Yeah, just don't step on any bugs.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good use of the F word in Star Trek. Don't fuck with anything.
Yeah.
So we got the bridge blowing up.
I loved that.
It was a sci-fi-esque bridge. You're just like, we didn't check, did we?
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
It looked familiar. It looks like something I've seen. Maybe
I thought
it's
it was
just
too
concept
sci-fi,
art.
and it also said it was the longest bridge, and I know that doesn't exist.
I think it might be based on something that's real, but yeah.
So to me, the fact that bridge exists tells me this is a different timeline.
Yeah.
They meet Photograph Girl.
Yep.
Very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking a chunk of evidence away. It's part of the bridge.
Yeah.
There are other parts of the bridge. Do they not count as evidence?
I guess not.
Yes.
Yeah, we never really did anything with that. Why were they taking that chunk?
Yeah.
What was the point of that?
Is it heavy radiated and proto-matter of some sort?
Maybe.
I don't know. So, Kirk steals a car, does the Vulcan neck pinch. We find out he was in a Denobulan prison.
Yeah, every time we get a Denobulan shout out, that's fun.
He made toilet soup.
He did.
Yeah. And they learned the Vulcan neck pinch.
Where did you learn to do that?
Spent 6 months in a Denobulan prison. Cellmate was a Vulcan.
Questionable driving at the very start of it, but then he was fine.
He figured it out. Well, that's a reference to Kirk not knowing how to drive on the gangster planet.
Yeah.
We got a lot of really classic Kirk moments sprinkled into this.
Yeah.
And it was done really organically. I really liked, the portrayal of Kirk in this episode.
See, I was warned about canon violations going into this episode, but like when I saw like right at the beginning, like we're an alternate Kirk, so like
we can do anything we want.
None of that really matters. Like he could know how to drive.
Yeah,
wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
we don't know his timeline.
Yeah,
gets arrested by cops. But because someone's filming them for the internet.
Yeah, bluffs his way out of it.
I was like, is she really gonna fool the cops here? That's weird.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, and it made me think that maybe he actually was famous in this timeline for some reason, just based on how weird that was, but then she just bluffed them. That was kind of weak. I think we could have done something else with that, but whatever.
And they work together. Well, they go for lunch.
Yeah.
And poutine.
Yes. So Canadian.
I didn't know there was gravy on poutine. I just thought it was fries and cheese.
Oh my god, maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it is, you don't know.
Maybe in his universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just better.
Yeah.
Like everything from your universe, apparently.
Expensive hotel rooms.
Tritium gives off a small amount of radiation. The dials must be coated in something that reacts with it. Maybe, phosphor?
Tritium has a short half-life, so it would decay.
And they go their separate ways, and they need an engineer, so they're just like, hey, I know somebody that lived in the past who's an engineer. They go find her. She's definitely not an engineer.
No, but La'an inspires her to become one in the next few hundred years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cute.
Still quite the pack rat. There's a nice little area. Yeah, gives her a diver's watch that can detect the type of cold fusion radiation
They say
need.
tritium or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. And it does. It works.
Yeah.
Right when they're making out.
Yes. Classic Kirk moment.
Classic Kirk moment. It's like, go back in time, go to the bridge, make love with Kirk. You'll find it.
You've never even...
Yes, I know Hawthorne and the Old Testament. I'm just messing with you.
You ass.
It's a Noonien-Singh building. To put your handprint places and it will work because you're related.
Yep.
Chick shows up. Turns out she's an undercover Romulan.
Yep.
Haven't seen that before.
Ooh, doing a lot of undercover Romulans these days.
They took away the sexy ears.
Yeah.
They didn't give me a sexy ear.
That's
She could have just went like this.
And they never showed human ears. Like she always
I know.
was covering her. So I'm sort of wondering what the point was.
Well, Chris, we filmed in current year. We avoided a lot of extra sets, and we didn't have the budget for the years.
Didn't have
Of
that.
course, she's evil. She shoots Kirk.
And that was the Corbomite thing he was doing, except it didn't work so well this time.
Well, he was still right though. The
Yeah.
alarms went off.
I know. That's
Nobody really came.
shocking.
The few people that did died really easy. She's a good shot. I appreciate that in shows when people are good shots.
Yes.
Because I hate it. I'm just like clip, clip, clip.
bang.
Nah, she's not hitting anything out here.
Yeah.
Then she decides to have a talk. When she could have just overpowered her and stuff.
Yeah.
Romulan strength.
Yeah. Yeah, she was easily overpowering La'an.
Yeah.
That also seemed kind of weird.
No, La'an's apparently got no genetic strength and stuff. So,
I guess.
yeah.
Fairly diluted by that point.
Yeah, you could say that. More timey-wimey stuff could happen and we could learn more.
Good.
She's like, I've been holding back all this time. Even when your
Just
life
like
was in
Bashir.
danger.
Just like Bashir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lose fights intentionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, they open the door. There's a little baby Khan. Of course, La'an shoots Romulan babe. And then she's just like, I'm dying.
That really reminded me of the radiation they used in Nemesis.
Yeah.
Sort of looked the same, the green and the dissolving.
That shit is illegal.
It's big illegal.
There.
Yeah, also like time travel crimes. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you can time travel for love.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's out there. And inside is Baby Khan.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get more into it in a second, but I'll just point out she left the gun in his room.
Did she?
She put it on the table. Okay. She walked out. She left a loaded weapon in the child's room.
Well, you know what? She's just trying to make sure the timeline goes properly.
Yeah, if I leave this here, maybe he'll kill people.
Yeah. Remember, little boy, kill as many people as you can.
I like that she had the device with her and the Romulan chicks. It's like, no, it's okay. We can kill him with that device. Not gonna affect you.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, should hold on to this.
Mm-hmm. I like how she was just outright, a computer told me to.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because the machine said so.
Well,
praise the machine.
Probabilities and this and that. Like, it makes sense. It's not the first time Romulan made it on. So.
Go on. Maybe Starfleet security wants to weigh in on this.
I'd say we should let this one slide, Captain.
You're not wearing a uniform. Is something wrong?
Goes back, she checks on the bridge, and they're like, why are you in your leather outfit?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, just checking on stuff.
Yeah.
And then she goes back to her quarters. Temporal police people there.
Temporal police.
And she's like, give me the device, and don't tell anybody. And she's like, but I want to tell somebody, even though I refused to talk about my feelings earlier to the doctor.
My boyfriend just got shot.
Yeah.
You knew him for 2 days.
2 days. Heartbreaking moment. Then she calls him and like didn't have a plan.
Well, yeah, I guess she's just confirming it
Yeah,
exists.
well,
Were you born in space?
We've never met, and it's like random phone call. Kirk here. Like, don't want to be awkward. Your brother's birthday. Where was he born? Yeah. Let's have a drink. Yeah. Kirk already working it.
Yeah. Human female. Go.
Yeah. Well, random phone call I didn't expect to get. We should get a drink sometime.
You want the real dirt on George Samuel Kirk? Buy me a drink next time we're on Starbase together. I got some real gems for his permanent file.
That sounds lovely.
Kirk out.
That was the episode.
That was the episode.
Yeah. So Khan's not supposed to be alive till 92, which is long before this. It's not supposed to be a kid with the bug.
But they said
temporal wars change things. Guess what? If those temporal wars change things, then our timeline is now different from TNG, and that's my timeline. TNG is now different because it didn't happen in the 90s. Botany Bay, 96.
Yeah.
Well, what? There's going to be a new Botany Bay, and then Kirk's going to run into that later? You know, though Kirk's not going to remember? Yeah, it's different Kirk now. That one worked. Okay, well, that's one loose end. But still, Botany Bay, 96? Come on.
I mean,
4 years he ruled one continent of the Earth.
Okay, so we already know our timeline is not the Star Trek timeline. Like, that ship has sailed.
Has it, Chris?
Yes.
Has it?
Yes.
Or does Jeff just not pay attention to world news?
Oh, God. Yeah, there's been this whole... You're actually living in a post-nuclear hellscape. This is all a fantasy. That is not a camera. That is a rock on a stick. I am not Chris. I am a volleyball that you have painted, and this is all in your head.
I've been prepared for this day, Chris. I've been prepared for this day. But if none of this is real, then this phaser isn't real.
Yeah, that's a fork. That's a fork or something.
No. If this is a real phaser, then I was on the Enterprise. But I fired it on myself, so I should be dead.
So obviously they have fucked with the timeline a bit about this.
Are you about to tell me this is how Star Trek is trying to remedy it? Or as you said earlier, retcon?
Retcon. I love this. I don't know. I mean, it's something that could be dealt with. We could just continue on pretending that there were eugenics wars in the 90s, or we could try and change that a bit. I mean, I don't know if the particular date of the eugenics wars honestly matters that much.
If we're gonna fix that, I'm gonna point out that there is 100 fucking episodes we have to then fix things to make the timeline mesh up to what we are at
I mean, I guess. Do I really care?
Well, I don't like that they're doing that they messed that, because that makes me think Strange New Worlds isn't a new timeline, which has always been a threat to me, because it's just like New Trek has always been a little technologically more ahead than it should be. Mm-hmm. But now you're actually pushing it back, because if they're 30 years ahead with Khan then, and all that shit didn't happen back then, the technology shouldn't have skyrocketed as fast as it did.
Yeah, I'm becoming less and less worried with the visual inconsistencies like that. Like, I don't really care what the Enterprise looked like in the 60s, as long as they keep the same kind of style. Like, we don't have to have super colorful cardboard sets.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think they respect canon. And it's like the Gorn, like, we messed with the Gorn.
It's going to be so much fun to show new people all these Gorn episodes and then the original series one.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
Try me.
No.
Leave the canon where it's at. It's like Marvel. They've gone into this whole like we dealt with all these space things and all this stuff, and the world, half of it's been separated, and we've got all these colonies, and they're having to go forward from that because that's their canon, and it's just like the world is no longer how it is today, but they're still filming in today.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. They could have put this episode in the 90s. It probably does get a lot more expensive. You can't just go out and film. You have to get particular vehicles, and you have to get particular outfits and stuff. There's a lot more.
Ford Mustang Hellcat. I didn't even know such a thing existed.
Yeah.
Hellcat, cool name.
Mm-hmm. But there definitely was some dicking around. Like, even it wasn't quite our current year, because when she was yelling at the cops, it was something about like, oh, is it because he's American? Like the discrimination against Americans, and that's not a thing.
Wait, that's not a thing?
No. Because but I think this goes back to what Pike was talking about.
Give it a few years.
In literally episode 1, where he was going through that litany of like what led up to Earth going to hell. In like literally the first episode, I think they actually mentioned the American Civil War, or the Second American Civil War. So I think that's what this is supposed to be.
Well, you know, I can see it happening.
Yeah, sure. But this is the same issue where we've locked ourselves into serious social, like, political events, and when they don't happen in 5 years, we're going to have to deal with it again. Like, at least when they were doing the eugenics wars in the 60s, it was like, nobody's gonna fucking know this show in 30 years, it doesn't matter, right? It's like, it's in the 90s, it happens in the 90s.
Yeah, it's a problem that they weren't expecting to have Star Trek continue on for so long.
Yeah.
Which, you know, good stories go forever.
Yeah.
Easy. You're going to take my head off. As your physician, I'd advise...
You're not here as my physician.
Well, as your sparring partner. I'd advise you talk to your physician. Maybe he could help.
I don't need to talk here. I don't need to be medicated.
And you know what? Ultimately, nothing happened in this episode that I'm particularly worried about. Like, we did have the Romulan lady saying, it was supposed to be 92, but timey-wimey shit kept happening, and now I'm mad, and I'm just... You know what? Close enough. Fucking good enough.
I still had a lot of fun with this episode. And like, I do imagine like generations ahead, like way in the future when we're on starships, we're gonna be watching old television things of Star Trek.
Yeah. Just like Tom Paris.
And it's gonna just be more like Galaxy Quest, where it's just cheesy fun in the 90s.
Exactly.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, Ben?
Final thoughts? Lots of fun episode. Really enjoyed it. Time travel, fish out of water, good Kirk stuff. Had a great time.
Yeah, I enjoyed Kirk in this, mainly because he was alternate timeline Kirk. I couldn't offend me that way.
Yeah, you can do anything you want.
Yeah. So we'll see how regular timeline Kirk. Stay off the bridge. Like you said, Pike was barely in this.
We've barely seen Pike this season.
One episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as always, guys, thanks for watching. See you next week.